can I ask you guys a Canadian question?
Do it.
Do it, eh?
Okay. So, wrote a joke just on my Twitter and Facebook, just a dumb little thing recently, because it was from a true story. I was talking to a Canadian person, and we saw something on the side of the road, and she said, "What's that?" A boot. Like, literally, it was a boot like that you wear.
Okay.
And I was teasing her that I didn't know if she meant, like, what's that about, or what's that, comma, a boot.
Yeah.
And so I wrote that, like, it's hard for a Canadian person to reference a boot without confusing people. And then I got, like, most people thought it was funny, and then there were 3 or 4 people from Canada who got so mad and saying that stereotype's not true, and I don't know anyone who speaks like that, and how dare you. Is that a myth, or do people say that?
I think it's a myth, and which is funny because we do say a boat, as in like a water-faring boat. So I think we would have more trouble actually pointing out boats.
The Todd Shapiro Show, SiriusXM 168.
Steve Hofstetter, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Hey, good. Long time. Happy New Year to you, my Jewish friend.
I appreciate that, and I'm driving through a canyon right now, so I hope I don't lose you guys.
But
that is...
No.
Am I already cutting out?
No. Where are you going? Were you coming back from Vegas or somewhere? Where are you going?
No, we just have these in L.A., along with 70-degree weather. Oh, wait, sorry, Canada. Was it 21 degree?
Yeah, you're spot on.
I thought you meant sorry because it's fucking like -10 here. More you're like rubbing it in that it's so beautiful for you. How are things going with you, Steve?
Not at all.
How are things going?
Things are going well.
Can you hear me?
The sound of the canyon.
It's beautiful. Take it in. Play that calming music,
echo.
Blah. Play it in. Play that calming music. This is what I do whenever I get angry now. It calms me right down. Hunter, I'll tell you. My life has changed. I just put this on. Not even... Last year I would have been so mad this call dropped.
That's so funny.
This year it's led to peace.
Oh, I got to show you Fuck That, Guide to Meditation.
I need that.
Yeah, it's really... It's rich. I'll get Bilal on it.
Okay. You just say fuck that, right?
Yeah, you breathe out fuck that. You breathe out all the bullshit.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. Every fucking 2-bit bitch that makes your day harder than it needs to be.
Fuck that.
You don't need that shit. Oh, you know what's really relieving is watching the Winnebago Man outtakes too.
Fuck that.
Just YouTube Winnebago Man.
What does he do? Just
He's
chill
this
out?
guy with a bald guy with a mustache trying to cut a Winnebago promo, but he keeps messing it up and he just fucking snaps over and over again. It's like someone getting mad for you.
We gotta play that. Can you find after Steve Hofstetter, the Winnebago Man?
That's an easy one.
It's dialing on air, right, Bilal? You don't have your headphones on. I can hear all that.
Bleep, bloop, beep.
But fuck that.
Bloop, bleep.
Our next guest, C3PO. Yeah, man. I just breathe it out. I came home last night after the show. I normally come home all like fucking on fire.
Yeah.
Hunter, it's not worth it.
No, man.
Did you spend quality time over did you have any like downtime this break?
Yeah, I had like 3 nights, and I played some shinny with my born-again Christian uncle.
How great was that?
Kept it to himself,
Yeah.
I think everyone was kind of on their best behavior.
All right, no.
And, that was all right, for a couple of deluded born-agains. Him and his wife were pretty nice to us. Didn't cram it down our throats. He did give me a booklet about the real meaning of Christmas.
Oh, what is the real meaning? Did you read it?
I don't know, something about some fucking overrated Jesus guy being born or something. I think Jesus is the most overrated guy in the book.
Oh, yeah, like way more than Anthony Bennett. He went #1. He didn't pan out to anything.
At least he's got a decent layup.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus does us one solid, 100 years ago or something?
That's it.
Back in 1916, dies for our sins. What's he done for us lately? I'm still hooking it up. I designated drive. I hook it up too, Jesus.
You're DD, eh?
Yeah, man. Once in a while, you got to put in a shift.
You're modern day Jesus. Yeah, you look good. Don't worry about Hofstetter. We'll get him later. That was for the Laugh Factory 15, but we'll figure it out. Have a peace, man. I'm having fun with Hunter.
Driving through canyons must be nice.
I know.
Nice canyon drive. He's probably doing one of the levels from Cruising USA.
I don't know the reference, but I'm not a video game loser.
No, the ones that are like at the fucking movie theater, and you can like drive through like Vancouver.
Oh, that was a
or
great
San Francisco.
game.
Yeah.
That was a great old game.
Yeah, man.
You picked a scene.
And then there's a bikini babe at the end welcoming you home.
Oh, I love it. Was so sexist in the day video games.
Yeah,
It's
man.
fucking brilliant.
Peter still jerks off to the end of those levels.
Oh, how couldn't he?
Yanks it to that 16-bit
That's right.
pussy.
Well, it's the only thing you can get if he gets to the end. Oh, video games are great in the day.
Yeah, it was a simpler time.
I read some the day just now. I should find the story, Hunter Collins.
Video game related?
Yeah.
I'm into the games, man.
It was about Mario Brothers. Let me see if I can find this. About the original. It's taken 26 years for people to find this Mario World secret.
Whoa.
Released in 1990, people are discovering that the big boos in Super Mario World could be killed all along just by sliding down the stairs.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
I don't know if you're a big... That's a big... oh, it's not... I got bad internet connection here, so I can't get anything else,
I thought those big boos were invincible.
They're not.
All this time.
That's crazy, right?
Sliding down the stairs.
That's all you had
It's
to
just
do.
So counterintuitive.
Just go for a little slide, man. It's like he told me how to poop before the beginning of the show.
Yeah, man. Don't force the issue. Just let the soft serve slide. That's how apparently you can like hurt yourself too if you force out a turd.
Prolapse anus, man.
Yeah, man. You'll have that big clementine hanging out your ass. That clementine's your own ass hanging out of your ass.
That's insane. It's like a beanbag chair coming out of your ass. It's fucking nuts.
A beanbag chair for a mouse.
Yeah. We got Steve Hofstetter back. Steve.
I'm alive.
Hey, buddy, we're worried about you. I thought you got busted by the cops like the character played by Balky in True Romance. You know, where he's doing a bunch of blow in the Porsche.
Bronson Pinchot.
Yeah, Bronson Pinchot.
Well, I did, but that was not what delayed me. No, no. I was all set with this, and then apparently there's a movie shooting in the canyon, so they made us go this stupid circuitous route, and I had no cell service. I'm very mad, and I felt like I was disappointing you. And I wanted to yell at them. I wanted to be like, "Don't you listen to the Todd Shapiro show? Don't you understand what damage?"
Who cares about Deuce Bigelow Canyon Gigolo?
Yeah. Oh God, that's probably what it was.
we you know the neat thing about when you talk about movie shoots in LA, Steve, we got them going on here in Toronto too. My buddy, I found this really fascinating. He lives in a condo downtown Toronto, and he's like, my lobby's being used for a movie shoot today, and I'm thinking like some terrible Canadian production. Fucking Ryan Gosling's there.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna boot over there and try and make out with the son of a bitch. I'm so turned on with that dude. Steve, what's going on? You getting heckled at anymore? What's going on with you? Are your audiences laying down low a little bit now?
Well, anyone who knows my reputation is very quiet at my shows now. Anyone who doesn't know is just the same stupid drunk assholes they always were. So I actually had a clip go viral recently where like a fan came to the show, and he was like super nice, and he brought a whole bunch of people, and one of the people in his group like refused to heed his warning and was just a total drunken dick. It turned out the guy was actually a cop, because I don't know if you know much about the state, but that's kind of how our cops act. So, yeah, he wouldn't shut up. He got kicked out. He picked a fight with people on the way out, flashed his badge, stole somebody's drink. You know, the stuff the cops should. And yeah, so that clip got 1 million views. So that was stuff happens.
Wow, what's your YouTube channel? Is it just Steve Hofstetter?
Yeah, if you look up my name, people can find it. My YouTube address is actually The Hofstetter, because back when YouTube first started, like, your address was whatever your login was.
Yeah.
Login wasn't public. So my login was a private joke between me and my brother, and now it has 63 million views.
Good.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do to change it.
That's fantastic. Are your subscribers going up too on that?
Yeah. I'm at 215,000 now.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, and I just started a new gaming channel so that I could eventually talk, just talk shit to 12-year-olds.
That's what most of us hang out at the school for, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. I was too afraid to do it when I was 12. I'm a little older. I figure I've got a little more, I could probably beat a few of them up. Not all of them, just a few. The jocks could still take me.
A little more courage. It's like Adam Sandler and Billy Madison. Always wanted to throw a ball, a little puke, right? Just like, well, I'm happy for you, man. Sorry, Steve, go on.
Can I ask you guys a Canadian question?
Do it.
Do it, eh?
Okay. So, wrote a joke just on my Twitter and Facebook, just a dumb little thing recently, because it was from a true story. I was talking to a Canadian person, and we saw something on the side of the road, and she said, "What's that?" A boot. Like, literally, it was a boot like that you wear.
Okay.
And I was teasing her that I didn't know if she meant, like, what's that about, or what's that, comma, a boot.
Yeah.
And so I wrote that, like, it's hard for a Canadian person to reference a boot without confusing people. And then I got, like, most people thought it was funny. And then there were 3 or 4 people from Canada who got so mad and saying that stereotype's not true. And I don't know anyone who speaks like that. And how dare you? Is that a myth, or do people say that?
I think it's a myth, and which is funny because we do say a boat, as in a water-faring boat. So I think we would have more trouble actually pointing out boats.
But I would
boots.
say that I think to me, it's like it would be a pretentious Toronto guy complaining. Like, I can't see anyone else either taking it that seriously who would say about, like if they say a boot, about, whatever. We're pretty self-deprecating in this land, I find. So it would have to be like a pretentious. It's a guy who would heckle one of your shows, is what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, I don't believe you that you're actually Canadian, because Canadians are polite. So by the very nature of you being a dick about this, you have no authority to say what's true.
Yeah, it's no reason to get your 2 pairs of long johns in a knot.
Who the fuck would care? That's the least. The internet, we got to get rid of it. It is so sad that that's what somebody would care. It's sad already that people care so much about politics and things. We waste so much time arguing stuff that we're not going to solve through a fucking feed. That's what they choose. I mean, that angers me.
We have way more important things to complain about.
Yeah, I'd want to fucking take a boot and smash him in the face with it. That's what I'd like to do.
People get so worked up. Like, I posted a clip yesterday where, like, I was making fun of this college I was performing at had a bunch of curtains lining all the walls. Like, and if you draw the curtains back, you just see the wall. And I was making fun of them for that, and about how you spend so much money on such an expensive rig to be able to withdraw curtains when all you see is a wall. And people in the comments, 3 different human beings, independently of each other, all wrote, like, those are acoustic curtains. Hey, I'm not a fucking idiot. I know what acoustic curtains look like. Those weren't acoustic. No, you don't know that they were acoustic because you weren't fucking there. Like, why are you so hell-bent? Hey, person who was at the scene you're describing, I wasn't there, so I know more about it than you. It's very, very frustrating. I just want to say to them, like, are you right about so little in your life that you need to be right about this?
Oh, that's the other thing. They're so adamant about being right, and they rarely. It's kind of like me and my family dinner table because they're usually smarter than I am on many things. But you try and be the biggest voice in the room, which tends to make you seem right. I've learned from that mistake though, and there's no point doing it publicly. Hey, Hunter, you'll like this. Steve, who's on the phone with us in LA in the canyons, you know what he did? He went on a fucking tour at the end of last year and was throwing out the first pitch at like minor league and major league ball games. How did that tour end, Steve? I wanted to ask you about that.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, with a ball and not a strike. But
okay.
But it was a ton of fun. I've done 21 of them. I'm going to do more this year. It's one of those things that like the second I knew I could do it, I was like, oh, I'm going to abuse this power. That's the benefit of having a big YouTube channel, I guess.
That was your key? That's how you got into throwing out first pitches, was the success of your YouTube channel?
Well, I originally got into it because I had a television show that nobody ever watched.
Okay.
But just thinking like, hey, this is Steve Hofstetter from Fox. And it's funny because people would pretend, like I threw one out in Cincinnati, and everybody was really excited, and they were like, "Oh, you're the host of Laughs?" And I didn't have the heart to be like, "Hey, by the way, we don't air in Cincinnati." So you're completely taking the fact that you know what my show is. But people will do that, and so I used that power. I abused that power, and I threw some pitches.
Good for you, man. That's fucking awesome. You just came back from the Consumer Electronics Show, and you were doing comedy with virtual reality. How does that work?
Well, so I was at CES in order to announce it. I wasn't actually performing there.
Oh, okay.
What a shit show it would be. But we were there to announce it. So in April, I'm recording my new comedy special, and it will be the first ever stand-up comedy special that will also air in VR.
Wow.
So the way it works is you'll be able to – we have an app that we're building where you can basically put the VR headset on, and it'll be like you're in the theater. So it'll be like you're watching it live. And the coolest part is for 50 cents less, you can watch it from the last row of the theater.
I love it. So you choose a seat. You can actually be right in there, and it looks like you did. That's fucking nuts, man. Have you learned a lot about this? Is it sort of blowing you away? What's going on with the VR world?
Yeah, I've done a couple of live shows in VR. I actually did 3 of them from my house. Where we had like 30 people come out, and they were like the studio audience. And then we also simulcasted around the world in VR. And it was amazing because you do a quick little crowd work. Like when you do crowd work at a club, you're like, "Where are you from?" And they're like, "I'm from Germany." You do crowd work in VR, it's like, "Where are you from?" It's like, "I'm in Germany right now." So it's very, very different. You get to interact with people on a completely new level. And it works out really well because, like, I mean, I've got this tour this year. I'm doing 65 cities in 18 countries, and there are still plenty of people who are like, "When can I see a show?" I'm like, "Never. You live in a shithole. I'm not going there." So those people can have the experience of live stand-up also, even though they live in a dumb place.
Wow, and what do they need? Like, what they need? They need their own headset.
So there's this product that I'm working with. It's called Smart Theater. And Smart Theater has these headsets that are literally like $15 to $20 a piece.
Wow.
You just put your phone into the headset, and then your phone becomes the VR thing. It's just the right lenses and the foam and all that stuff. And there are fashion versions of it that are a little more expensive, but there's no barrier of entry. It's literally $15-20 and boom, you've got VR.
Do you think that'll ever hurt one day? Like, I know we're getting kind of serious here, but I find this fascinating. Do you think that'll ever hurt going to watch stand-up in clubs one day?
Absolutely not. I mean, as a baseball fan, like when baseball first started being broadcast on the radio, everybody was like, "Well, this will prevent people from going to games." And then attendance went up. And then baseball was on TV, and they were like, "Well, this will prevent people from going to games." And then attendance. And like what they don't realize is what that does is it creates more fans, and it lets it be a destination.
Yeah, like, you watch Frozen and you want to go to Disney World.
Yeah. Or watch Frozen and you want to never have children.
Steve, man, it's always great catching up with you. That's really cool. I'm really intrigued by all this. I'd love to learn more. We'll get you back on the program. I'm going back out to LA in about a month and a half, if that, maybe even less. But we'll hang out some at Steve Hofstetter, Hofstetter, big part of the Laugh Factory family as well. And go to stevehofstetter.com and look him up at The Hofstetter on YouTube, blowing up over there with his heckling, 63 million views. Just a great dude, hardworking guy, very funny man. And good luck to you, pal. We'll see you in a bit, okay, Steve?
Thanks, and see you at the Laugh Factory.
Done. Take care.
The Todd Shapiro Show.
All right, we really appreciate you watching that video. Make sure you check out some more videos. Why not? Let's get caught in the Shapiro Show vortex right here. Or you can subscribe to the channel right here and check out videos at any point because we're going to give you all the alerts. We do appreciate you being a part of our family. Most families hate each other. Not ours. We love you.